I'm very honored that you've invited me back. Last year, this conference got so much power it shut down the whole Atlanta airport. First time I've ever been invited to preach someplace. I spent 12 hours in the Atlanta airport before I had someone pick me up and drove me home for 5.5 hours. So I didn't think I was coming again today. Use my little gadget here, but I've had 2 strokes and I can't see. This thing looks like a mafia thing. And I can't see nothing in here, so I just have to use my little light. Just as a way of announcement, I'm not a tape seller, I'm not a book salesman. I've had 17 books out across the Pentecostal movement for the last 12 or 14 years. And these all have been books I have not written. I have preached and teached and taught all these messages in our home church. And one of the elders felt like a lot of stuff would die with me at the church because nobody ever asked me to teach. They always asked me to preach. I'm like a wind-up toy. You just plug me in and I just throw down. But so he convinced the ladies in the church to take every one of the tapes and transcribe them verbatim into the books that we put out there. And just as a way of announcement, probably 1987, 88, the sale of those books, we have raised $230,000 for foreign missions. I haven't done anything. I didn't even get a box of Good and Plenty's. I didn't get nothing. I didn't want anything. Well, this last one that I just put out, I'll be finished in just a second. You've taken your 2 hours, I'm going to take mine. I felt like the Lord gave this to me, and I taught about 9 to 12 weeks in our church, every Wednesday, an hour, hour and 20 minutes. The most important need in the Pentecostal apostolic movement is the ability to hear the voice of God. If we're not careful, we'll think there's only a handful of people in this whole movement that can hear the voice of God. And the Lord gave me some very wonderful revelations in here. And one of them was the revelation between the difference of a lamb and a sheep. The Lord said, "My sheep know my voice, and another they will not follow." Then the Lord dealt with me and said, you know, one of the problems that my people have is they've never graduated from the lamb stage. So what does that mean? He said, when I first save people and touch people and turn people around, they're just lambs. And as a baby, they're fondled, they're caressed, they're touched, they're held. That's the way I minister to lambs, I touch. But sooner or later, they have to mature and they have to go into the sheep stage. And when you become a sheep, you don't need so much God to touch you as you need God to talk to you. And the Lord gave me that illustration in Revelation 3:20. He said, "Behold, I stand at the door and knock. If any man hear my voice and open, I will come and sup with him." And he said, "Now listen, what I'm showing you, son, the knock gets your attention. The voice tells you who's there." In this generation of internet stuff and media and craziness that's going on, this generation is baptized with millions of voices. If you and I do not learn the voice of the Lord, we're going to open the door of our life to the wrong stuff. That's the end of my commercial. That's it. If you'd like to have it, it's fine. And I feel very good about it because I talked with Brother Bruce Howell, and instead of printing thousands of these and sending them all over the world, because headquarters is electronic geniuses, they took my book and electrically put it on every foreign missionary's computer they could download, or they didn't have to buy it. They got the book for free. Jimmy Tony, the home missions director, took it and sent to every home missionary in America that were free. So you're the only poor slobs that have to pay for it. I'm very honored to be back with Brother Garcia. I kid around with him a lot, but it's been a long, hard day. But I'm very happy to be here, and of course my good friend Gordon Winslow, who probably get him elected in Gainesville, but I already got somebody elected. So our church loves Gordon Winslow, loves Eli Hernandez, just tremendous speakers. I have a word from the Lord for you, but I'm trying to feel my way through this. My Geritol has not kicked in yet, and I've been going since 5 this morning. It's now 25 to 11 my time. Nevertheless, let me just see if I can preach a few minutes. Would you be so kind as to stand for the reading of the word of the Lord? I'm reading from the book of Hebrews. The last time I was here, I preached to you about Sarah judging the judge. I want to go back to almost the same verses. You know, the good thing about having these 2 strokes that I had, I get to get on the plane early. I get on with all the people with the wheelchairs and the strollers and all that, because I'm half blind. So the other good thing is now, since I've had that last stroke, I don't care what you think, I'm a stroke victim. I can say anything I want to say. That's why I put the chair up there. Okay, let's go. See if I can help you in just a minute. It's 25 to 11, so what's it, 25 to 8 here? Yeah, okay. I won't be long. You know, that's funny. That's what Jesus said. I'll be right back. He said, behold, I come quickly. Aren't you glad he didn't decide to take his time? Amen. Amen. I'm reading Hebrews chapter 11, and I'm going to read verse 8. By faith, Abraham, when he was called to go out into a place which he should after receive for inheritance, obeyed, and he went out, not knowing whither he went. That's it. That's it. I'm going to paraphrase it. God called Abraham and said, get out from the Ur of the Chaldees and to a place that I will hereafter show you. That you can find that in Genesis 12. I will show it to you. Okay? Now here's what I want to talk to you about. We got to understand focusing on the right thing. The issue is not the what. The issue is the who. Lord, bless the teaching and help it be a blessing. In Jesus' name I pray. Everybody said amen. Amen. You may be seated. God bless you. You must understand that when God calls you, he does not provide a map. He doesn't give you a list of the rest areas and the hurts that are coming and the losses that are coming and the disappointments that are coming. But he does give you his word. And his word is a lamp unto your feet and a light unto your pathway. And the entrance of thy word giveth light. And so when God calls you, he expects you to trust him. And in this wonderful story, you understand that Abraham was the father of us all, the father of the faithful. He was called to go out, but he didn't know where he was going. Now, you were doing so good with the music. I didn't just hit the banjo. You people. going to try it again. The issue is not the what, the why, the where, the how. The issue is who told you. Because if you can get the who right, you can overwhelm and overcome the what. If you get the who right, no weapon formed against you shall prosper. Nothing can separate you from the love of God. If God be for you, it doesn't matter who walks against you.
Yeah, praise God. Hallelujah.
I wish somebody would answer me a little bit. Sometimes I don't know how. Sometimes I don't know why. Sometimes I don't know what. Fine. Do you know the who? Yeah, keep moving, baby. Because if you know the who is greater than the what. The who is greater than the why. The who is greater than the where you're going. Because I may not know where, but the who knows where. I heard Job say, though he slay me, yet will I trust him. And he who knoweth the way that I take. I don't know why I'm having to go through what I'm going through. But the one that called me knows why I'm going through what I'm going through. You're not doing good yet?
Yeah.
I want to make a statement that's going to mess with you out here, okay?
Come on.
You ain't going to make me afraid. I was famous before I got here. I preach everywhere and anywhere, and people don't scare me now. Politicians scare me, but nobody else scares me. You ready for this? This will mess with you. Promises of God are not self-fulfilling.
Right, man. Right.
The nation of Israel was pregnant with promises, and they died in the wilderness outside the promised land. It's not enough for you and I to say, well, I've got a promise from God. That don't mean nothing. What are you doing about the promise from God? Are you acting on the promise from God? Don't keep polishing the promise. I didn't steal this from nobody. God gave this to me. The Word of God, the promises of God are not self-fulfilling. They are simply revelations of divine intention. When God gives you a promise, He said, there you are. Now what you going to do about it?
Right, man.
The promises of God are designed to inspire your faith. The problems of life are designed to birth fear. I'm in a Baptist church here right now. See, this is how it works. When I talk, you talk. I know I look like a college professor, but I'm not. I'm a preacher. Ready? When I talk, you talk. Let's try it. Ready? In the beginning, God created heaven and the earth. The God that we serve has got all power, all knowledge, all wisdom. He's King of kings and Lord of lords. He's on your side. He's before you. It doesn't matter who you are. You gotta understand something. The what has the power to confuse you. The what that comes in your life can cause you to become frustrated and fearful and anxious. And you understand that when God gave Abraham into that land, the what caused him to almost lose everything. You know what the what was? The famine. Who sent him there when he moved into a famine? When he studied the famine, he went down to Egypt. Watch out. He's the father of us all. We all have a propensity towards studying the problem that takes us back to Egypt. We don't need Egypt's help. We don't need Washington, D.C.'s help. We don't need the president's help. We don't need the politicians' help. If you've got God, you got to let Him get you through this thing. I'm going to need a shout of it. It ain't the what. It's the who. has promised. That word that to be translated who. Faithful is he who has promised, who will also do it. Faithful is he who has promised. And you can lay hold of the who, but what does not matter. Sometimes you got to put your foot down and say, by the help of the grace of God, I'm coming out of this. I don't know how, I don't know when, I don't know how long it's going to take, but I know the one who promised. He said, I will never leave you. I will never forsake you. I will never put on you what you were able to bear. The issue ain't for what. The issue is the who. Sit down. Sit down. I wake everybody up at once. This is so cool because, see, you're looking at somebody. I'm not an egotistical, arrogant jerk. I just know who called me. I got the who inside me. I don't care what kind of hell comes my way. There ain't no what that can overcome the who. Greater is he that is in you than he that is in the world. And the what wants to tell you, you're no match for it. But the who wants to tell you what, you ain't no match for me either. I'm King of Kings. I'm Lord of Lords. I'm the great I am. I'm the Alpha and the Omega. I'm the beginning and the ending. I'm the first and the last. I'm the Rose of Sharon. I'm the Lily of the Valley. I'm the bright and the morning star. I'm the root of the offspring of David. And I'm on your side. Now, Jericho was getting a little excited. People say to you sometimes, who do you think you are? Be honest, say, I ain't nobody. Watch out for the who inside. You ain't make me afraid, but you ain't going to make the who afraid. You're not getting it yet. You're not getting it yet. And God called Abraham to come out of the Ur of the Chaldees to go into this land. He said, that I will show you. Now watch this. I've never heard anybody preach on this in my life, but it's the truth anyway. God did not tell Abraham that the land he was going to flowed with milk and honey. That's not so. That was told to Moses. That was told to Israel. It was never told to him. He said, get out of your land and go to a land, watch, which I will show you. He didn't say it was milk and honey.
Come on.
Watch this. When you read 12 and 7 of Genesis, after he obeyed, he got out and didn't know where he was going, but he knew who told him to go.
Right.
Now watch, when you get to 12 and 7, here's what it says. Once he obeyed the first stage, God gave him a revelation. The second stage, he said, now I'm going to give you the land. If you got the courage to step out into something that you don't understand, there'll be a revelation coming right after that. There'll be a move of God coming right after that. You understand that he went from the promise of the land to the possession of the land. Here's my wife stepping out. Please be seated. I'm trying to get the super glued people here. Let me ask you a question, friends. How long has it been since you stepped out into the water? I was told those priests, he said, now when you get to the brink, and the brink is, the Jordan's overrun and it's brink here, it's boundaries, he said, I want you to step into the mess. Now, I want to ask you theologians in the promised land of California, how far did they step in? And how long did they stand in the water and make themselves feel like a jerk? Because they got the Ark of the Covenant on their shoulder. And one of them said, you know, I think Josh missed it on this one. So we done stepped in this water, toe deep, we're knee deep, ain't nothing happened. Sometimes when you follow the who, you're going to look kind of funny and you're going to feel kind of funny. your symptoms, check who told you. Some of you are closer to your miracle than you realize. Because while they were standing in the water, I don't want to preach a message on that. It's time to get your feet wet. We stepped in that river. The Bible said the miracle started many miles north of that in the city of Adam or Adam. So while they were standing in the thing that looked like it hadn't changed, God already started the miraculous miles and miles away. Sometimes you just got to step out and hold your place, baby. You got to step out and believe that God is not a liar. He's not a deceiver. He cannot be defeated. I know that most of us would like to get praying and and we're all of a sudden get healed. That's a miracle. But sometimes God will fix you with the healing. See, miracles are creative. Healing is not creative. Healing is restorative. And one takes time and the other doesn't take time.
Come on.
That woman with the issue of blood who suffered 12 years from all the doctors, and I have to give these, if you're a doctor, please don't get offended. You've got a good thing on your side, the practice of medicine. You practice, we pay. You ready for this, Brother Dawes? This ain't ever. Jesus has never said to one person, I'll try. And God's got so much power and so much authority. If he opens his mouth in the graveyard, he's going to have a resurrection. Because when you respond to the who, the what is going to throw a fit. When the who tells you, I'm going to fix you, I'm going to answer it, I'm going to bless, I'm going to help the marriage, I'm going to turn the kids around, and nothing seems to happen. That's when the what jumps up. Well, it didn't work, did it? You got to say, well, the who ain't over yet. He that cometh to God must believe that he is. That he's what? That he is God. That means he's incapable of being defeated. That means he can't change. That means he can't have a bad day. That means he can't be diminished in power and authority. And he's a rewarder of them that diligently seek him. Sometimes we seek God, but we don't get diligent about it. Sometimes we need to get desperate. We need to act kind of crazy once in a while. As the kids in our church would say, you gotta bust the move, baby. You see, desperation will build the bridge over your trouble. Determination will take you across it. That woman with the issue of blood suffered all those years, those precious medical people doing the best that they could and couldn't fix it, but took her money. And she was now bankrupt and didn't have no money, but she still had a disease. Can you see that chick crawling through the dirt, getting through the spit, the saliva, and all the mess, getting in between the thing and turning around and saying, if I can touch the hem of his garment. Lady, where did you come up with that craziness? There's not one scripture anywhere in the Bible up to that moment that anybody ever touched a piece of cloth and got healed. And somehow something got in that chick's mind and says, there's as much power in his clothes there is in his body. Whatever's touching him can fit. Don't let your watch steal your miracle. Don't let your watch shut your faith down. Don't let your watch hold you hostage. The devil is a liar. Just get a hold of the who. Get a hold of the who. Because he's got all the power. shutting your hands in your pockets. Apparently God's never helped you. Never answered a prayer. Never made a way. But if He's ever answered you one time, you ought to bust out with a great big thank you. I'm not intimidated by that. That's just His gifting from God. But watch. Faith never studies the what. Faith stares at the who. I'm sorry, I'm going to make a mess for you, Pastor. I'm going to make a mess. Do you understand right now, some of you folks, you could start a movement in this church tonight. You could set a precedent in this movement. I'm going to tell you, I look stupid, but I ain't stupid. I know the book and I know the author. You ready? When that woman said, if I can touch the hem of His garment, I shall be whole. Now, well, there's a message to preach. How long has it been since you talked to yourself? You got every other dingbat talking to you. You got the politicians talking to you. You got the in-laws talking to you. You got the IRS talking to you. You got your feelings talking to you. You got your pains talking to you. Once in a while, you just shut it down. I'm going to talk to myself. I'm talking out of you. I'm going to do something right now. I'm going to bust the movie. I'm going to make contact with you. Watch, that woman said, if I touch the hem of His garment, I shall be whole. Now watch, she set the terms of her deliverance, and she didn't ask God's permission.
Right. Come on, amen.
And when she got here, the Lord turned to the woman and said, woman, thy faith had made thee whole. It wasn't my will, it was your faith. That's great. But you understand that in Mark 5, that's when that happened. 22 through 25, that's when that happened, that she healed. Now she set a precedence. She started a movement that had never existed before. Because in chapter 6, verses 54 through 56, it said Jesus crossed over the river and He came to that land. And when they heard where He was, they came and brought the sick and those that were infirm, watch, sought to touch Him. And as many as touched Him were made whole. Don't get intimidated because you're doing something nobody else has ever done. Don't you worry about that. They're not fighting your disease. They're not fighting your despair. They're not fighting your devils. They're not fighting your discouragement. Go ahead, bust the move. Go ahead, reach out. You can make contact with the who. He's got the power to defeat your what. Simplistic, but it's profound to me. It's the who, not the what. Hell shows you the what. The bank account, the loan that was rejected, the mortgage payment that's late, the car that's being towed away. He always shows you the what, and let's just rub it in your face. Look. But you got to turn around and say, well, I can't do nothing about the what. I'm going to make contact with the who. If I can get the who to be with my why is no match for the who. I don't mean to be rude or unkind or stupid or anything, but you know, you California, I hate people, you got all that brain power, fine. You know, I wish somebody before I leave here would tell me what Almighty means. I've read it, I quoted it, I preached it. I ain't got the farthest idea what it means. Because normally, see, you go from the known to the unknown. That's how you learn. Math, history, known to unknown. But there ain't nothing in our world that's even close to Almighty. Right. So how are you going to make the leap? When the Lord says, I got all power in heaven and earth. What does that mean? What do you mean all power in heaven and earth? There ain't nothing like that in this whole world. I can't relate. I can't make the connection. All power. You got all power? Yeah. Who are you? I'm glad you called me that. Because that's what Paul asked me once while I said, who are you? And when he met the who took care of his mess. I heard it right in the Ephesians epistle 3:20. Now unto him that is able to do exceeding abundantly above all that you ask and think, according to the power that worketh in you. I don't mean to hurt your feelings, Rev, or you sweet people. Here's a problem in the Pentecostal movement. We're misreading what that said. It did not say this. Now unto him who was able to do exceedingly abundantly, well, all you can ask a thing, according to the power that lives in you. That's not what it says. Dwells in you. No, that's not what it says. You're only going to get the victory and the miraculous when the power worketh in you. Live church, and you people are crazy. You're jumping all over the place, and I appreciate it. But I'm going to tell you something. There's some people in church, I wouldn't sit next to them nincompoops. I wouldn't do it. They're brain dead. I wouldn't bother with them. I would never be in a Pentecostal church and sit next to some loser doing this.
Woo, come on.